Hi, my name is Ciara Witten, and reflecting on audio perception has been incredibly personal for me. As a kindergarten teacher who is now transitioned to a 712 resource teacher, I have seen firsthand how students' speech can affect their interactions with other students as well as their confidence. My youngest son, is autistic and was considered nonverbal up until last year. We're currently exploring ASC devices to help with his communication. But in seeing his journey, it has really opened my eyes to how critical it is to support language development early and intentionally. I've also seen how perceptions shift as children get older. Like I mentioned in my discussion board, many parents believe that students will just grow out of it. And while that is the case for some, for most, that is not. As they get in higher grades, speech differences leads to exclusion, being misunderstood, and sometimes bullied. If I had to explain audio perceptions to someone that was a non-educator, I would use the scenario. Imagine you were meeting a child that said wabbit instead of rabbit. You may think that's cute or a little funny. Now imagine meeting a 7th, 8th, ninth grader who says those words the same way, wabbit or rabbit. Think about how you will perceive that child. You may make snap judgments that maybe that child doesn't have the intellectual ability to excel academically. Maybe they're not smart. How well they will do in school. People start to make some pretty harsh assumptions just based off the way someone speaks. Audio perceptions is that unconscious way that we react when we hear someone speak. Most of the time it's not meant in harm, and unfortunately it can shape the way students are treated by both adults and peers, especially as they get older. That's why this topic is very important, and because our perceptions affect students' opportunities and students' support that they receive can be affected by how we perceive them, how we react. It's something I've even had to explain to my family members about my own child. Just because he speaks different, his communication looks different, that doesn't mean his thoughts, his feelings, his personality are any less rich than other children his age. As a parent, that's hard, but it has opened my eyes, and I can use that in my professional career now, and I think that's something that's special. The impact of audio perceptions on students is complex. On the positive side, when we recognize and we support all forms of communication, including articulation differences and even AAC use, students feel seen and even empowered. They're more willing to participate, take risk, and express themselves. But when negative perceptions go unchecked, students begin to withdraw. I've seen students hesitate to speak during group activities. I've seen students who have opted out of doing open presentations just because they didn't want to be made fun of or bullied. To me, that's heartbreaking, especially when I think about my own son entering school and how he may have those same feelings because of his speech problem. As educators, we can't afford to be passive. We have to foster empathy and understanding in our classroom. From kindergarten all the way through high school, I feel that this is important. That means creating environments that are okay for every student, regardless of how they speak. They need to feel safe, they need to feel valued, and they need to feel heard. Thank you.